Hello, friends. I'm happy to see all of you here. I have lots of familiar faces here. Well, you know, they say hackers are working, there is such a cliche, in darkness. But I can see today there are lots of people who came in their business suits at the conference. I'm happy to see all of you. Thank you to the organizers, to the NSDC for the invitation. So, let us begin. Today we will be speaking about the economy of data as a weapon of the future. Oh, it is here already. Okay. Ukraine is conducting and is taking part in the cruel, exhausting and tragic war. But besides the fights at the battlefield, we have one more fight, which is no less important, the war for resources. During the recent weeks, you all saw very well that for so-called help, we need to sign the verdict for ourselves. The economic colonization because of the debts. Why did it take place like that? And can we somehow find the way out of this situation? My answer, yes. So, however it may be complicated, how much time may be wasted, but still it is possible. Because the biggest strategic asset of Ukraine today is not lithium or rare earth minerals, these are data. And data is really this new lithium, new digital gold, oil, whatever you name it. So as of today, we face the choice. Either we begin to monetize this data and we become the players in this digital economy, or we will be used, living with nothing. And just today, the future is being solved, whether Ukraine will become the AI state or will be the raw materials annex. You may agree with me that we need to change the rules of this game. I have a vision how it can be done. This is a bit of a different perspective about the global race for AI and where Ukraine is in this race. I just came back from the US, and there, in the AI sector and altogether in the world, something incredible is taking place, something majestic. Trump is investing $500 billion into AI, OpenAI, Microsoft, Google. China is injecting billions into quantum computing and automation, control over data. Europe is a bit lagging behind, and they speak a lot about regulation, a bit less actions. But still, France is planning to invest $109 billion into AI and create the biggest data center of Europe. But still, that is not enough. Where is Ukraine in that? While others are creating technologies, we are in the dead pit, unfortunately. As of now, we need to understand that the world is speaking in the language of money, only money. Maybe we would like it to be different, especially now during such tragic times when Ukraine is being torn apart by tragedy. Still, the world is pragmatic, and we need to become a player, not a puppet. We need to have cards in our hands, and the stake of these games is billions of billions. Data is the real weapon of the 21st century. As I already said, data is the new oil. But there is one big difference. The oil can be over, but the data is limitless. The question is only who controls it. Ukraine has data massives which can bring billions. In particular, the military data, tactical AI at the battlefield. According to this data, we already can create unique products which are really needed for the world, which the world will acquire. Medical data, that is AI analytics, which saves lives. Industrial data, smart production and current agriculture. We can sell not only grain, but information about how we should grow grain, wheat, Who needs this data? After the boom of AI, the data is needed by everyone, every business, the state. It is the foundation. And day after day, the data is becoming more expensive, and hackers and social engineers have even higher enthusiasm hunting for them. We need to protect them, and according to this data, we need to create our own products. Let me repeat again and again about billions of billions. Well, I don't know, this is my favorite figure today, I guess. We need to earn, not to give it away. Whether the data of the citizens are protected enough, daily Ukraine is under cyber attacks. Our data is stolen, sold, they are used against us. Data is not just information, it's the real strength. Cyber attacks are growing and increasing every day against data centers, compromised medical, military, financial data. All of that is really the national vulnerability. Ukraine has to invest into the protected data centers, which are AI-based, to guarantee its security. As we all know, and the previous speaker said that, there cannot be fully protected systems where the people can be there. But definitely, we need to strive for the highest level of security for our citizens and digital assets. A bit about my main expertise, medical data and medical attack. This is an example. In 2020, the cyber attack against the hospital, and the patient died. And I don't want it to take place in Ukraine, because cyber attacks are not just some financial vulnerabilities or others. These are the real death threats. And negligence of cybersecurity can lead to real deaths. We need national data centers and harsh laws to protect this data. Like no one else in Ukraine, I know everything about medical data and their real price. I know very well that medical data are exactly one of the main targets of cyber criminals. It's really a very nice part for the hackers, and the hospitals are the most vulnerable target. And why? A bit of facts. The average cost of data leakage or breaches in healthcare are $10 million per incident. The leakage of one medical record costs $408, and it is 3 times more higher than the industrial information leakage, when, for instance, your credit card is hacked, because the price is 3 times lower, $147. The average time to get rid of such leakage is 327 days. 50% of hospitals do not use modern systems on cybersecurity. 30% of all of the large-scale breaches occur in hospitals. But in 2025, the spending on healthcare information leakage will rise to $5.61 billion. Ukraine cannot afford itself such risks, especially during the war, especially with the really sensitive medical data of the military. How can we protect the data? Not only protect, but according to this data, we should create new products, which the world will acquire. And how can we get out of our debt pit? For that, as they say in healthcare, we need to provide a checkup first about the current situation. What does the West gain now? Access to our lithium, rare earth minerals, resources, control over Ukrainian markets and infrastructure, cheap labor force and raw material exports, and huge high interests because of the loans. What will Ukraine get? Debt obligations, loss of control over strategic industries, brain drain. The top talents would really leave. And the United States and the EU invest hundreds of billions into AI. So far, we have just interest because of the loans. And there is a solution. It exists. And our response, as of now, is Ukraine, which is creating, well, let us say, AI Silicon Valley. We are already doing that. Please meet Army Health System. This is the powerful case to demonstrate the economy of data and AI. Army Health System is the first in the world AI medical system for the Army, which is really created for the front line and which is even ahead of the NATO standards. The AI is analyzing the injuries, registering the data, helping the medics just during the battle. Blockchain protects the data from leakages. This is the proof that Ukraine is capable to create leading technologies, not just to give away their resources. Ukraine has to take its own, and our plan is 20 billion into infrastructure, AI and security for the next 5 years. The ones who know me, they know that if I criticize, I always offer well-weighted solutions based on analytics and strategies. What do we need to do? We need to create the national data centers. We need to invest into cybersecurity. We need to develop the development and manufacturing of AI equipment in Ukraine. We need to invest into the education of AI experts and cybersecurity experts. And what will we gain? 1 trillion additionally to GDP. How do you like it? And maybe it can become a real subject for negotiations with the United States. Ukraine has to become a real leader, a digital leader of Europe. We will not be the raw materials colony. We'll become an AI state. We will not need something to be given. We need investments into technologies, where the investor gets the maximum multiplier, understanding that it is the highly risky investment into Ukraine, but still Ukraine will win not only at the battlefield, but in the digital economy, the army of technologies, the economy of data. This is our way for the next 30 years. If somebody thinks that Ukraine is just a territory with resources, let him be ready to be shocked. Ukraine is becoming an AI center of Europe and will dictate our own rules. I'm Anna Bon. I'm the founder of Defense Med Innovations and Medical Data Bank D-Health. I was really happy to share my vision with you today. You can take a picture of my contacts. I will be happy to go on communicating with you after my speech with constructive dialogues with all of the partners who are interested in that. And let us create a huge future for Ukraine. We don't need pity, we need respect. Glory to Ukraine.